Tomita's signature big pork ramen from 7-Eleven Japan. Hi, I'm Scott. So I'm reviewing some Tonkotsu ramen which have been produced by 7-Eleven in conjunction with one of the most famous ramen shops around. Here's the product description. This is a Tonkotsu soy sauce ramen featuring noodles with a firm, chewy texture supervised by the popular ramen shop Chuka Soba Tomita. Now the world of ramen is deep. It's like another subculture out there. And there's a lot of ramen otaku out here in Japan who know everything about the different shops, the ingredients, the different soups, the sauces, the thickness of the noodles, the types of pork used. Oh, the list is endless. If you get caught up with one of those guys, you're in trouble. So here's a quick rundown of the different types of ramen. So the ramen that I've got today, these are Tonkotsu ramen, which are made with a pork bone soup. Now this is definitely not for the faint-hearted. It is jam-packed full of creamy flavor, oiliness, super high calorie. It's got loads of garlic, back fat. It's got everything. Basically, it's a recipe for a heart attack. But here is the flavor profile. So what do you actually get in the package? Well, you get your noodles, which for this particular style of ramen are really thick and chewy. They almost look like udon, really. And then you get the jelly or soup, which is going to be in the bottom. And when you heat it up, of course, it all melts. You have the big piece of chashu, which is the braised pork. And then you get a big pile, which is very well known in this style of ramen, Tonkotsu ramen. You get bean sprouts and cabbage, like a kind of a stir fry, all mixed together. And you also get some back fat. What's back fat? It's just what it means. It's back fat from the pork. So it's a big load of back fat, and it's mixed in with garlic. And as you eat the ramen, you mix it through it, and it all kind of melts through it and gives it a really rich, oily, creamy flavor. Apparently so. So this particular product has been widely reviewed by a lot of Japanese YouTubers. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's all about. So according to their reviews, if you like this style of ramen, which not everybody does, it really kind of packs a punch, and it's pretty flavorsome. So it needs to be heated up for a full 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Don't forget those 10 seconds in a 500 watt microwave. But if you do it in the store, in the convenience store, it only takes about 2.5 minutes. But it's going to take a while. So I've heated up now, it's really nice and hot. I was wondering, should I put it in this bowl, because this is what I showed you in the video, but let's give you the authentic bowl just to see how the size goes and how easy it is to handle and everything. So let's open it up here, open it right up in front of the camera here. Dun, 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 dun. There you go, you can see what it looks like. Over here, let's see, this is the back fat. And of course, here's the pork, and under here you have all the vegetables and stuff, so you can see. Oh! And I just dropped some soup. Oh no! Just had to clean that up. There's got loads of garlic in it. The room's gonna be stinking because this room's carpeted. Where was I? Now, so you can see here, as I was going to say there, it does have loads of back fat. All kind of mixed in here. That's pieces of fat. So that's what gives it its super high calorie, really rich flavor. There's a huge amount of fat in this, but it smells very porky. Smells lovely. There's a lot of garlic in this. This is chock full of garlic. Now, so first and foremost, let's take a look at the pork itself, which is nestling on the top here. Now, oh, it's breaking up here. It's a fair size. You can see it's quite a big piece of pork. And then underneath that, we have all the bean sprouts and the cabbage. And then we have the back fat and garlic here. And then of course we have the noodles, which are actually brown. So usually noodles are kind of yellowish or even white, but because this soup is really, really, really rich, the noodles have already soaked up a lot of the flavors. So these noodles should be quite something, eh? So let's give it a bit of a mix through before we actually dig in. So I made it a little bit more presentable there. Now, first and foremost, let's have a bit of the pork, because it's sitting on the top here. It looks lovely and tender, and it's almost breaking up here when I hold it in my chopsticks. So let's dig in. I mean, it's called the big pork ramen, isn't it? Now that is melt in the mouth deliciousness. It's actually quite a thick cut. So normally if you go to a lot of ramen shops, it's, I don't know, 3 millimeters or 4 millimeters. I mean, this looks like it's a good 5 or 6 millimeters. It's thick as these types of slices of meat go on top of ramen. So it's a nice thick cut. Let's try the vegetables before we go in for the noodles itself. So it's bean sprouts mixed in with a bit of cabbage, so they're still nice and crunchy. The quality that you're getting, so these really nice fresh vegetables, even although this is a convenience store dish, the quality is super high. So of course, if you went to like a real ramen shop, it's going to be fresh, cooked just a few minutes ago. But it's amazing how they've kept the crunchiness and the freshness of these veggies, even in a convenience store dish. Now, as for the soup itself, so the soup is the big thing here because it's made with pork bones. So it gives it a very kind of a porky, very, very rich flavor. So I'm just going to go in and try. So the soup is very, very rich and glossy. And it's got lots of kind of tiny little bits of garlic going through it. So it's definitely going to be a rich soup. So let's just try some of the soup just on its own. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that has got so much flavor. Wow, I've never tasted soup like that in my life. So the soup is just amazing. I mean, that's the big thing about noodles, isn't it? The soup. So let's just go in for the whole shebang. We'll have some noodles, if I can get them. Okay, let's just go in for them. I'm not going to slurp, I'll cut that part out. So the noodles themselves, they've got a bit of bite to them. They're quite chewy. And they really, it's like they've soaked up the flavor of all the soup. So the noodles themselves also have a lot of flavor. So you can really taste the garlic. There is a load of garlic. I was going to say something else there. There is a load of garlic in this. So if you're planning kissing someone after this, make sure they eat the same thing. Okay, let's go for a bit of noodle and meat in the same bite. Let's just go crazy, eh? Oh. So these are actually Jiro ramen, which is kind of a subculture in Japan. If you know your ramen, you'll probably know it. So it comes from the famous ramen shop called Ramen Jiro. And it became well known, I think it's in Tokyo. for its intensely rich flavors. And this is definitely one of those styles of ramen. It's known for extra large portions, thick chewy noodles, rich fatty broth, toppings which are sometimes ridiculously large. They're also served in a huge bowl if you get them in the restaurant, and you can customize them, add extra garlic, extra fat, extra back fat, whatever. These are for the hardcore ramen specialists. So yeah, Jiro. Now I've only had about half of this dish and I'm already actually getting a bit full. So I'm a big eater usually, so it's the intenseness of the garlic and the huge amount of fat and the thick noodles and the richness of the whole thing. It's super filling. Okay, let's go in for a rating. I'm gonna give this Tomita's signature big pork ramen, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Maybe I'm not the hugest fan of this style of actual ramen, this Tonkotsu ramen, this Jiro ramen, but it was super filling. The taste is just so powerful, it's so strong, garlicky, not beefy, lots of pork. So if you like this kind of like really gutsy flavors, this is definitely the one for you. But it was really good, but it was just so rich. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Okay, thanks very much for watching and we'll see you in the next video.